Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. Hit my buddy's shop last night. Drove right through the door along with how many more businesses? 2 other businesses and then another business somewhere else. Pretty fucking wild. It's crazy. But happening everywhere.
Plywood covers where front doors used to stand at the Montage Music Hall. This just one of the 3 businesses damaged by a vehicle that slammed into it early Thursday morning.
It's not about poverty. It's not about the pandemic. It's about criminality.
The other 2 businesses, Plug Smoke Shop on Park Avenue and H&S Motors on Whitney Street near Lyle Avenue. All locations hit within an hour of each other. President of the Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce, Bob Duffy, says seeing what's happening to businesses across the city and county is devastating.
It's too bad that businesses who struggle to keep their heads above water have to put more money in, more investment for what I guess they're just lawless behavior.
Duffy says he blames current state law for these types of crimes plaguing communities.
One of the biggest issues right now is the lack of consequences and the perception of lack of consequences for behaviors, that people feel they could do it with impunity. And unfortunately, in some cases, they do.
For those involved in the smash and grabs, Duffy says there are about 6,000 job openings in the Rochester area. Get one.
You don't have to steal. You don't have to break into someone's business. You don't have to destroy their livelihood. You could actually get a job like most of us do every single day, get up, go to work, support themselves and their families, and do pretty well and stop this madness.
It's still unclear whether all 3 incidents are related. Anyone with information is asked to call 911 or Crime Stoppers at the bottom of your screen, 423-9300.
Now you see, when your identity is defined by society, you cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's being put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of you as a free agent. But you believe yourself to be a free agent as a result of not being free. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society's identification of you.
But the important thing to understand, what the sannyasin, the shramana, the man who goes outside the pale, is saying is, please people who are in the pale, my existence reminds you that you're only playing. Don't take it too seriously. Because if you take it too seriously, you're going to start destroying each other and fighting and saying this city against that city, this country against that country, so on. Because you're too involved. So every sane society allows a certain number of people to deviate. Monks, some sort of outsiders. It says you don't have to join, you don't have to play the game. A society which is insane and unsure of itself cannot allow that to happen. It says everybody must join, everybody must work, everybody must belong, and then freedom disappears. Because as a matter of fact, the anxiety is if you say, well, you don't have to join, there are conditions under which you can go out, then a lot of people get together and say, well, what would happen if everybody quit? I ask, what would happen if everybody decided to take American Airlines Flight 3 to New York tomorrow? Well, they just wouldn't get on. I mean, And they won't anyhow. Because a lot of people aren't interested in that, are not ready to quit. That doesn't mean that they're inferior. The acorn is not inferior to the oak tree. It's a potential oak, but as an acorn, it's just as beautiful and lovely a thing as a full-grown oak is. A baby is as lovely as an adult, sometimes a great deal more lovely. So a person who is in a beginning state of evolution is just as marvelous as a person in a high state of evolution. Just as much a manifestation of the divine dance. So, when a society allows a certain number of people to withdraw, it should have no anxiety that everybody will want to withdraw. Because some people are absolutely fascinated in competition, in being involved, in playing the game. They should be. It's fine for them. But we are witnessing in the United States today a great motivation for withdrawal. It's simply because we haven't provided for it. We haven't, there's no opportunity for a Protestant to become a monk, or a Jew. The Catholics have half-heartedly provided for this sort of thing. And there have to be people who stand outside the game and do not identify themselves with a class, with a name, with an ego, with a persona, with a role.